Or is this full-time MMA now?
Drugs. See your girl in the park. System overload.
Or is this full-time MMA now?
I work full-time MMA right now.
This is Sean O'Malley, and you're watching Full-Time MMA. Don't be a bagel-biting, bagel-bitch boy, bagel-bitch back.
What is going on, Full-Time family? We are live. We got a lot to pack into about an hour, hour and a half. I was late to work yesterday. Hopefully that doesn't happen today, but we got quite a bit to talk about. So, what's going on, guys? We also got a world premiere. Y'all ain't ready. I gave y'all a hint. Last night after work, I got it done. I did it, man. We're gonna start the show with that. But we got a lot to talk about. Like I said, I think we're gonna do it like this. So the beginning of the show, we got some good topics, some pretty popular topics we're gonna talk about. Then we're gonna segue into our Simp segment, and then after that, we're gonna go with quick hits, where it's some stuff to talk about, but we're really just gonna go over the headlines because we're not gonna die. It's not shit that a lot of people care about, but it's still interesting news. So also, oh shit, you guys, the UFC Sao Paulo main event is gonna be lit. I had some guys reach out to me about this new software, or not software, you don't gotta download it or nothing, but this new technology they've got, man, for like live streaming sporting stuff. They hit me up in the email, and I'm gonna be trying it out for UFC Sao Paulo, and that's gonna make the UFC 229 fight companion that much more lit. So can't wait. Make sure this weekend's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be testing it out. It's gonna be cool. And Joey Diaz tried it out. Like when they reach out, they're like, yo, look, this is Joey Diaz trying it out. He tried it out for UFC 225. So I'm gonna be trying that shit out, you guys. It's gonna be dope. So let's check out the chat. I'm not gonna have a lot of time to really check in with the chat, so I'm not late for work again today, because I usually get caught up in a conversation with you guys. We already got 32 people watching. Holy smokes, what's going on, everybody? If you haven't yet, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. I hope we're not lagging, man. It says our stream health up here is red. That would suck. But it's definitely going to be dope. Rick Sanchez says you took Fast Topic's spot on YouTube. Yeah, man, we definitely took his spot. Well, we didn't take his spot, you know what I'm saying? We made our own spot. But, it is what it is. Moist Audio in the building. What's going on? Cool, the fool ever loves drugs. Salute to Rick Sanchez, too. Dark Cloud 612. Seismic Shock. I'm him. D Brown. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's good to see everyone in the building. Damn, we got 31 people watching. I don't want to do this too much because I know this might not be everybody's cup of tea. I was going to start because we're going to be talking about Pettis versus Ferguson. We're just going to start the show with the world premiere, and then we'll get out of here with some UFC Yankovic. But you guys want to check this out, Full-Time family? I gave you guys the hint. Where's the picture? I gave you guys the hint. I tell you what, we'll do a vote. You guys want to hear the Sean O'Malley kill shot for Jose Quiones? Press 1 in the chat, because and if you don't, press 2 in the chat. That way, there's quite a few people in here to start the show. We usually play a song to get more people time to roll in, but hey, we already got a packed house. So if you want to hear Sean O'Malley kill shot, just made it, world premiere. No one's heard it yet. Motherfucking press 1, and if you don't, press 2. We got a 2 from Toron Brown, but I see 3 1s. That's another 2 from Toron Brown. You vote twice, hit you with the wrench. No, I'm just kidding. Oh yeah, Toron Brown, you're trolling. All right, we're playing it. I see a lot more 1s, and if you're listening on the replay and you don't enjoy music parodies, nothing like that, do me a favor and skip forward about 60 seconds, and we'll be talking MMA. So with that being said, I gotta pull it up because I had to. It's right here. Boom. Hit play. But it's got to load up the player, of course. Oh, we already had Fire Snoop loaded up, so it shouldn't be too long. Here we go. Here we go. Hey. Wait. Hold on, it's not playing. Why is it just an instrumental? I might have to send it over. Oh, this is just instrumental. Okay. I played the wrong one. I know I downloaded it though. Alright. Here it is. That was the instrumental. Here it is.
Prince the producer.
Dana just replied to my text. Last night I sent him one and I asked who's next. He told me Jose, so I told him no sweat. I'ma fold him like a taco, I'ma beat him half to death. Hey, Sean O'Malley, bitch, don't let these looks fool you. I'm always down to kick ass. And no, I'm not a racist, but I'll pound a spick fast. If you get up in my way, you're my route to the cash. I apologize, cause y'all sensitive as fuck. I know y'all gon' cry, but I'm a little drunk and I'm always high. I've been smoking on some skunk, sipping on some wine. Welcome to the Sugar Show, sweeter than a motherfucking Tootsie Roll. If you didn't know, then you wouldn't know it. UFC 229, I'm sending shots like a scared white man at a black with the hoodie on. And my bitch got a booty going, got my woody on. Made it hard to even make it through the song, but I had to cause I had to do you wrong. Had to let the world know I'm about to smoke you like I do a bong, motherfucker. I'm just saying, who did that? Who made that? Not uploaded. You can't check that out nowhere else but here on the live show, world premiere. What's going on, full-time family? Are you guys ready to start the show? You guys ready to talk some MMA? Let's go, man. Also, UFC 229 press conference coming up, and if you didn't know, Sean O'Malley's gonna be fighting the UFC 229 as well on the main event of the prelims. But main event, of course, of the pay-per-view, Conor McGregor versus Khabib. You got Pettis versus Ferguson on the card, and we're going to be having the first press conference on Thursday, and I'm going to be at work, which fucking sucks. They're having a big-ass viewing party for that shit. Like, fans can't go into it live, but they're having it, like, on the biggest TV in the world. It's going to be like a big-ass watch party, and I'm going to be fucking at work. That sucks, but it's all good, because, next year, man, McGregor or Khabib versus GSP. That's what we're going to be watching that press conference. But also, there's Bellator fights this Friday I didn't know about. We're going to talk about those at the end of the show. Not going to be able to watch those either. Got work. But Saturday, UFC Sao Paulo. The fight companion's going to be lit. So, I see the fire emojis in the chat, man. That's really all I need to see. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. Just made that. Valentine says we need fire. Snoop Dogg ain't no big dog. He a pooch. Yo, I'm just saying, what's going on with UFC Yankovic? Make sure you subscribe to UFC Yankovic if you haven't, man. All sort of MMA parody songs. We're trying to get it to 1,000 subscribers. Once we do, it's going to be a motherfucking party. And you can't even, the Sean O'Malley kill shot's not even over there yet. But also, the Fire Snoop updated. That's not over there yet. Stockton Slaps, he's been down and out a little bit. He was sick. He's feeling a little better, so I think he's going to actually definitely do the Fire Snoop. I've been talking to him, and then we'll see. If he likes the kill shot, he'll probably masterfully produce that as well. So salute to Stockton Slaps. El Chapo says you could send some of your raps to a label record, man. You never know, full-time. You're actually good. I appreciate it, El Chapo. I'm going to send that one to Sean O'Malley for sure. I mean, I got, like, his phone number, his fucking email, Xbox account, you know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely going to make sure he hears that. As far as what does that mean? Probably nothing. But Sean O'Malley does have a super dope YouTube channel right now where he's doing, like, vlogs. He's uploading his gaming content, but also daily vlogs, his training camps. Like, he's calling it the Sugar Show, you know, kind of like Champ Camp, but it's the Sugar Show. So his YouTube channel is definitely dope. It'd be dope if you, like, listened to it for the first time on his YouTube channel. I'm gonna send him a message and be like, you should react to this on one of your vlogs. Like, he'll probably do that shit. So let's go, man. With that being said, before we get too much in a conversation, and I'm 30 minutes late for work again, let's talk about some MMA. We got some unfortunate news. We got to start this show off with a little bit of a heavy heart after that heat. Maybe we should have started off with this first, and then, you know, but MMA legend Kid Yamamoto has tragically passed away at age 41. Recently, he revealed that he had cancer, and he's now tragically passed away. If you don't know who Kid Yamamoto is, he is regarded as one of the best, you know, lightweights in the world, like, of all time. You know, he's 41 now, so not like beating Khabib and McGregor today, but as far as his legacy is concerned, definitely one of the most respected lightweights from around the world. Just a little bit of his history. On August 26th, that's when he told everybody he had been battling cancer. But it says, although naturally a bantamweight, most of Kid Yamamoto's significant bouts took place at lightweight. He defeated opponents Royler Gracie, Cal Uno, and Genki Sudo, all via stoppage en route to winning the 2005 Hero Lightweight Grand Prix. And then the following year, he picked up the fastest knockout in mixed martial arts history with a 4-second flying knee KO. I don't know if this is it, but if this isn't the flying knee, I do want to play that for you guys. This might be it.
すごい体してますね、2人ともね。さあ、ヒットに宮田。代々木のメイン、飛び込む。
Damn, man, 4 seconds. Fastest knockout in mixed martial arts history. One more time.
すごい体してますね、2人ともね。さあ、ヒットに宮田。代々木のメイン、飛び込む。
Yo, let's go. That shit's crazy. Yeah, man. RIP to the legend. Definitely want to pay our respects to start the show. So, yeah, man. But now moving on to a lot, some news that's really relevant to UFC 229, which is likely going to be the biggest card of UFC history as of right. It could be, man. I don't know. It's weird. I mean, McGregor's fighting, so it's going to be big. But this fight, I don't know if it's as big as when McGregor's going against another superstar. Now, in Russia, Khabib is a superstar. So I don't know how that factors into pay-per-views. If they're buying pay-per-views over there, if so, then yeah, the shit probably goes really high. But I don't know how their pay-per-view system works. Some countries don't buy pay-per-views. They get it for free on their TV package. And so, you never really know how that works. And so, with that being said, as far as America and the rest of the world is concerned, I don't know how big of a superstar Khabib is. You know what I'm saying? Like Floyd Mayweather, or even when Conor's fighting for a second belt against Eddie Alvarez, or like a rematch against Nate Diaz, that rivalry fight. I mean, those are huge fights as well. But this is still going to be a really big fight, and it doesn't matter how many fucking pay-per-views it sells, to be honest. It's the fight that we all would want to see, but that's just what people like to talk about. So, with that being said, the co-main event is going to be between Anthony Pettis and Tony Ferguson, and Khabib Nurmagomedov is not confident in Tony Ferguson winning this fight. He feels like Anthony Pettis is a very bad matchup. And so, this is what Khabib took to social media to say.
So after Conor McGregor, you think you'd go for Tony Ferguson, or is that done?
I hope he's gonna win, but my opinion, this fight is stylistically a little bit bad matchup for Tony Ferguson. But I don't know how he feels after he is injured. He's 36 years old. He come back after injured. If he win, it's gonna be big fight next year. One more biggest fight in UFC history. Let's go.
So he's saying, if Tony Ferguson wins and I win, ooh, yo, that would be spicy. That would be fucking spicy. You know why? Because it's so hard to book that fight. It's already fell through 4 times. But if Ferguson beat Pettis, former champion, got back to his spot as the fucking interim champ, pretty much, if he wins this fight, there's no doubt he gets the title fight, right? Unless GSP comes down. Oh, shit. That would be crazy if Ferguson got skipped. But either way, we'll wait until that stone gets turned. But if Ferguson wins and if Khabib wins, and then you book him for the fight that we've wanted to see forever. But this is the thing, as big as the fight is, you don't know if someone's gonna pull out, so it's like, damn, this is spicy. What the fuck? Can you get? You gotta be excited for it if they win. There's no way you can't. If Khabib beats McGregor, it's gonna be like, oh shit, even though he's the favorite, but it's gonna be crazy. And then Pettis or Ferguson back, if he looks good against Pettis, back to where he left that kinda, then that would be crazy. Khabib versus Ferguson. But at the same time, holy shit, that would be so risky. So risky to book that fight. It's literally fell through 4 times now. But as far as the matchup, though, Pettis versus Ferguson, what do you guys think about that? I feel like if Tony Ferguson's healthy, he should be able to win this fight. But to be fair, it's not an amazing matchup. But really, what is a great matchup for Tony Ferguson? It's not like there's one style that he just comes out here and fucks up, right? It's not like he's a wrestler and he just takes advantage of, like, strikers. It's not like he's a striker and he just fights other strikers. He's not like he's a super experienced striker that fights other strikers, so it's a good matchup. Like, what is a good matchup for Tony Ferguson? You know what I'm saying? He just beats everybody. I don't think there's a bad matchup for Tony Ferguson. What's a good matchup? What's a bad matchup for Tony Ferguson? He's like a fucking lightweight style bender, low-key. He does everything, man. He's got great wrestling, great jiu-jitsu, great cardio, great striking. What is a bad matchup for Tony Ferguson? What? So, I don't know. Now, Anthony Pettis does have a good jiu-jitsu game, but so does Tony Ferguson. I mean, so maybe the fact that Anthony Pettis also has, he's good standing up and he's good off of his back. And so, the fact that he has good jiu-jitsu, but I still feel like Tony Ferguson's going to probably be the bigger fighter. Only thing I'm really worried about is Tony Ferguson's leg, to be honest. So, but that's Khabib's take on that. We'll move on from that, so we can make it through the show before I'm late for work again. But yeah, that's Khabib's take on Pettis versus Ferguson. He feels like Pettis could be a matchup for Ferguson. But if he wins, and if they both can win, it'll be the next biggest fight in UFC history. But like I said, it's arguable if this one is. But with that being said, we also got some Conor McGregor news. Conor McGregor's unveiled his Proper 12 Irish whiskey brand. They were talking about Conor McGregor's whiskey at the Floyd Mayweather fight. And I'm a little foggy on the details, but I think there was some legal issues with that. I think it was the name. Wasn't he going to name it Notorious or something? Like his whiskey Notorious or something like that. But I think there was already someone named that, and so they had some legal issues. And so it seems like they might have rebranded it to the Proper 12 name, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, Conor McGregor's unveiling it. What a good time, right before a press conference. I'm sure he's going to be, you know, whenever he's got some slick jabs or something, he's going to, yeah, I'm going to knock him out, and then I'm going to be drinking some Proper 12, you know, plug his shit right before a big fight, you know, unveil it on us. He took to Instagram and he posted this picture. You can see, hey, I would have one of these just for fucking decoration. Like, whenever I get an actual room and I can get some MMA shit behind me, I got to have a bottle of Proper 12 somewhere on the motherfucking, boom, right behind me somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be. I get a bottle for a collector's edition and shit. But either way, this is what Conor McGregor had to say with the unveil. He said, proud, today Project Notorious finally comes to life with the introduction of the new Irish whiskey Proper 12. I've spent a lifetime studying this craft under the tutelage of my late grandfather on my mother's side, Christopher Jakes Moore, and I've put just over 3 years into the making of this liquid alone. I introduce to you Proper whiskey, Proper Irish whiskey, from a proper Irish man, born and bred in the Dublin suburb of Crumlin. Dublin 12, Proper 12 is who I am. I wanted to make the Irish whiskey emblematic of Irish culture as a whole and something that would showcase the great skill we possess of distilling the best whiskey in the entire world. One of the many amazing skills we possess on this great island, Proper 12 is crafted at Ireland's oldest distillery. It is made with the Isle's freshest spring water and finest golden grain and single malt. It is purely liquid gold. This is Ireland's whiskey, and it is my gift to the world. Another proud announcement for me in the venture is that with each case we sell, my company will donate the first responders in each district the case is sold in. The donation plan will be in operation all over the world. These are men and women who run into buildings while everyone else is running out. These are our real life heroes, proper heroes. I look forward to joining all of you in a proper salute soon. Yo. Salute to McGregor and that first responder shit, really for sure, man. Salute to fucking Bruce Lutchmedio. I don't know if he'll be watching this, but we interviewed professional fighter Bruce Lutchmedio before he fought felony Charles Bennett, and he talked about how his brother was a first responder, and he had a crazy story. If you haven't listened to that, make sure you check it out. But in that, you know, it really put things into perspective, right? We idolize these fucking MMA fighters as MMA fans and these guys and stuff, and, you know, look at them like, you know, heroes at sometimes, and, you know, we just look at them like fucking megastars, and we don't think about the people like first responders who are the real life heroes that really don't ever get any credit. So I mean, that's super dope, you know. So that I didn't expect that from at the end of that, because I hadn't read that, but that's pretty dope, man. But yeah, so Proper 12, I want to try some of that shit for sure. And in each state they're donating to the first responders. That is fucking dope. That's really cool, man. That's really cool. So, salute to Conor McGregor. Hope he has success with this shit. Hope, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we got some more news coming up. Colby Covington, doubtful the UFC gives Tyron Woodley the UFC 230 main event because they hate him. Now, this article, I was going to put this in the headline, like, does the UFC hate Tyron Woodley, but it wouldn't fit. And so I was just like, UFC, does you... I just changed it to Woodley versus Covington. But, man, Covington makes a good point. And even though he's an asshole, I mean, maybe the UFC doesn't hate Tyron. You know, hate's a strong word. But they dislike him with a passion. No, I'm just kidding. But if you think about a lot of the shit as champion Tyron Woodley's been doing, saying, who he's been fighting, I think it's at least fair to say the UFC doesn't favor Tyron Woodley, right? shit, you even see Henry Cejudo now. He's about to be getting a damn champ versus champ fight. It seems like, and he might not get it. It might not come to fruition, but at least the UFC's got him fucking squaring off with TJ Dillashaw on TMZ and Mario Lopez's show. At least they're entertaining it. And you say, okay, well, because, you know, Tyron Woodley, oh, he doesn't fucking deserve a money fight. He doesn't deserve a legacy fight. You know, that's what everybody says, right? I mean, when he asked for it, so now he just shuts the fuck up. He's not saying that no more. But also, another thing, if you think about, like, the Wonder Boy, how he got a rematch when Tyron Woodley arguably won that fight, like, if Conor McGregor, and we don't even have to use Conor McGregor. I mean, I'm trying to think of another kind of a big star. Let's say Rose Namajunas. I'm trying to think of somebody that is a champion that I could use in this example. But I'm just saying, Tyron Woodley, you know, he lost that draw and he had to fight Wonder Boy again. I'm just saying, a lot of people, though, you don't see, I don't know, you don't see that a lot of times, especially with champions. You know what they say, in order to be the champion, you have to beat the champion. And in that situation, Wonder Boy really didn't do that, but he still got the next title shot, and Tyron Woodley won that. But even after that, you know what I'm saying, as far as money fights are concerned, he's talked about, and not even money fights. He doesn't use the word money. He uses legacy fights, and you could understand that, trying to make your name as the best welterweight of all time. But when Colby Covington said that, I was like, I just started thinking about shit like that, and I was like, well, look, you even got Henry Cejudo down here talking about he's ready to prove he's the GOAT and wants to fight for a third belt and get his third gold. And it's like, whoa, what have you really done? And so you look at it from the other side, kind of like with the Daniel Cormier Brock Lesnar situation. Chosun's like, you don't look at it from the Brock Lesnar side, like, why does he get this opportunity? It's about Daniel Cormier deserves this. Okay, so let's look at the TJ Dillashaw situation. TJ Dillashaw, yeah, he's the champion, right? He beat Cody Garbrandt in the rematch. But as far as a super fight, a champion versus champion fight, what is he really? And I'm a TJ Dillashaw fan, by the way. Why does that fight make a lot of sense? Is that a huge fight? Do you guys think that that's a huge seller? Or the TJ, I mean, in the past, it hasn't seemed like the UFC really believed in TJ Dillashaw, at least ability to sell pay-per-views, because they sure didn't put him in a title shot whenever Dominic Cruz was the champion and he was getting skipped over. If TJ Dillashaw was just selling pay-per-views like that at that time, they would have probably pushed him to that title shot. So it's not like TJ Dillashaw has really just done a whole lot, I mean, to really get that champ versus champ fight. He's the two-time champion, but like I said, as far as a legacy fight or a money fight, I mean, it's still questionable. Would that fight do great business? You know, so I don't know. But Colby Covington, he doesn't think that they're actually going to be getting the UFC 230 main event. And that's just some food for thought. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go too far on it because we don't got a lot of time for this segment. But I do want to talk about this UFC 230 main event slot, because this was one of the potential fights for the UFC 230 main event. And you know, there's, of course, the speculation of Jon Jones' return. A lot of people feel like it's that, even though he's suspended. Like, we're all like, what's about to happen? And I think it'll be announced at UFC 230. And Jon Jones is still in the USADA testing pool. And, oh, by the way, Jon Jones was recently at UFC headquarters this weekend. We've seen like 10,000 hints that Jon Jones is going to be returning to fighting. He's posted training videos. He's looking huge. He's doing media. He's on social media. He's on social media doing interviews with the regular media. He's at UFC headquarters. He's in the USADA testing pool. Everything Jon Jones, it seems like, is going to be coming back. And oh, by the way, he's from New York. And oh, by the way, it's got to be a fight bigger than Nate Diaz versus Dustin Poirier. Woodley versus Covington is a big fight. But there's a lot of people that still think that there's reasons to believe that this isn't going to be the main event. And if you were watching UFC 228, whenever Woodley fought Till, and Joe Rogan and the crew, they were talking about, you know, the main event of UFC 230. Joe Rogan was excited, like, I know something you guys don't know. And so it seemed like the main event was already set as far as they know what it is. And so that, you know, with that being the case, it really couldn't have been, people feel like it couldn't have been Tyron Woodley versus Covington, because there's no way Tyron Woodley could have already signed a contract to fight Covington if he hadn't even beat Darren Till yet. So that means it might not be Tyron Woodley versus Colby Covington. So who's it going to be? It's got to be a big fight. So with that being said, Colby Covington is kind of fueling the fire that it's not going to be him versus Woodley. And he's saying it's probably because the UFC hates Tyron Woodley. And does the UFC hate Tyron Woodley? I don't know. Another thing, a part of that food for thought, you see Dana White's face after he was putting the belt on Woodley, or while Woodley was pounding on Darren Till. Dana White was not smiling. Then when he had to wrap the belt around Tyron Woodley, he was kind of pissed off. He had some announcements he was supposed to make after the fights. Ixnay on those. So he just was not happy with that result. You know what I'm saying? And so that just leads to more speculation. How does the UFC really feel about Tyron Woodley? He's also said things to the media about Tyron Woodley that people question, like, why are you not speaking this guy up about how good he is and what he's doing? Why are you talking to, you know, even if the fans were booing, why are you agreeing with him? You know, so there's just been that question has been around for a while. Tyron Woodley and Dana White have got into it multiple times publicly in the media, back and forth, calling each other out. So maybe Colby Covington has a point. And also, fucking more layers to this. Colby Covington loves fucking Make America Great Again. He said like Trump is his biggest fan, or he's Trump's biggest fan. Dana White's really good friends with Trump, right? So whose side is he on? I don't know. Is he on the side of Covington and Trump, or is he on the side of Woodley? We already know he's good friends with Trump, right? So is he? Does he want? You know what I'm saying? Is he trying to get Woodley the fuck out of here? It's just food for thought. It's just food for thought, man. A lot of shit. But Covington brought it up, so you know I had to pose that question to you guys. What do you guys think? Do you think that the UFC hates Woodley? But this is what Covington had to say. It's a possibility on the UFC 230 fight. He said, Tyrone, that's fake news about his hand being hurt. We all know that, because right after the fight, he was saying, hey, I'm ready to fight in November. I'll fight Colby at Madison Square Garden. He was saying he was ready to go, but I think it's more that the UFC, they don't want to give him that spot. They don't want to reward him with that main event because they hate him. He doesn't know how to sell fights. He doesn't know how to promote fights. He just complains, man. He's been given everything. He's been silver spoon fed. He's been paid millions to piggyback off of Conor McGregor and Jon Jones. He just consistently shoots himself in the foot every time he opens his mouth. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I would love for it. That's where I want it to be, at the most iconic arena, Madison Square Garden, the same place that Hulkamania started, at the Garden in '84. I want to come in there and make welterweight great again at the Garden in November, brother. You know, but hey, we'll see where it happens. No matter where that fight happens, I know a lot of people can't wait to see it. Whatever side you're on, Covington, Woodley, in the middle, get your motherfucking popcorn. But like Covington, he's expressing in here, might not be the UFC 230 main event, although that would be a huge spot. Moving on, Colby Covington says he has real dirt on Tyron Woodley that would ruin his life. We heard about this in the past. I'm kind of surprised he ain't. I'm not surprised he hasn't dropped it yet, but we heard about this way back in the day, like before we really even knew who the fuck Colby Covington was, is how long ago he's had this dirt. He said before he even got smacked in the motherfucking neck with the boomerang, he had this dirt he was talking about. It was one of the times, man, this was like our first introduction to fucking Colby Covington. It was one of the times where Woodley was going at Dana White. They were going back and forth in the media, and Colby Covington came out, and before we knew who he was, back then he was just Tyron Woodley's teammate. The headline read, Woodley's teammate backs Dana White, says he has dirt on Tyron Woodley that would ruin his career. And so he took Dana White's side way back then, before we even knew who he was. He got the headline because he was Woodley's teammate, and he was taking Dana White's side out of nowhere. Nobody was talking about Covington. Nobody knew Colby Covington. It was Woodley versus Dana, and this motherfucker, who's from American Top Team, on Tyron Woodley's team, might be Jim Secrets, who knows what it is, comes out and threatens and backs Dana White with those kind of threats at Tyron Woodley, like, I got dirt on him that'll ruin his whole life, you know, like, I got your back, Dana White. And it was like, whoa, you're Tyron Woodley's teammate, what the fuck are you doing? And that was really our first introduction to Colby Covington, aside from his kind of boring fights before that, because he definitely wasn't on nobody's radar before then with his UFC fights. So with that being said, I mean, you definitely that even gives more credence to the fact that Dana White's kind of team Covington, because he's kind of publicly spat with Tyron Woodley many times. And Colby Covington came at him one time. You know, he probably already told Dana White the dirt. Like, yeah, you got this motherfucker. Don't worry about Tyron Woodley. This motherfucker, and whispers some shit. And you know what I'm saying? He told Dana White some shit. I got your back, Dana. Dana's like, oh yeah? I'm gonna get you a fucking title, my boy. I'm gonna get you a trip to the White House. Thank you. I've been needing a good way to shut this motherfucker up. And you know what? Tyron ain't been speaking a lot. I'm just saying. Maybe he changed that because he realized the public perception, people don't want to hear from him. Or maybe it's because Dana White said, listen, the jig is up. Colby already told me. Psst, psst, psst. Yeah, I know. Now you're going to fucking go in here and you're going to fight Wonder Boy again. You're going to fight Maya. And you're going to fight whoever the fuck we put in front of you, Tyron. No more of this money fight shit. No more of this legacy fight shit. We got the dirt. Colby gave us the scoop. Yeah, we got him a trip to the White House. Yeah, we gave him an interim strap. And we didn't strip him. The fuck you gonna do? No, I'm just saying this shit is intense, brother. I'm just saying, I want to see the fight. I'm just saying, what's Colby Covington bringing this dirt back up, dog? I don't know. This is, like I said, you got to connect this to way back then. Kind of crazy. But he said, this is what he had to say about this fight, and I really don't even like reading this goddamn paragraph. I don't like getting political with this shit, but this fight, what is up with these political ass fights, dog? I don't like this shit. I do not like this shit, because I try to stay the fuck out of politics, because you always, I don't know, I just stay out of it, and it's like coming up in the fight game, and even, not even just this fight, you saw fucking Conor and Khabib. Putin and Conor was with Putin. Khabib was with the people on that day. They made a big deal out of it. And if you listen to the Ariel Helwani MMA show, he's like, whoa, you know, like there's a little bit of a story there. He's like, this is kind of getting political. And this fight here, for sure. But this is what Colby had to say. I think there's more than enough material to promote. They can do the red side versus blue side promotion aspect. There's so many different angles to run with it. 2 former American top team teammates. 2 guys that are managed by Dan Lambert. There's just so many ways to go with it. There's really not much I need to say. It's been built. The hooks are in. The world needs to know the world needs to know the way the event needs to be marketed. He's a soft ass literal liberal snowflake, and I'm a fucking badass motherfucking Republican. Oh my god. I'm gonna start this from the beginning because I almost laughed. He said, "It's been built. The hooks are in. The world needs to know the way that the event needs to be marketed. He's a soft-ass liberal snowflake, and I'm a fucking badass motherfucking Republican. He's like Hillary Clinton in a way. He's crooked. That's why we call him Two-Faced Tyrone." Oh, he's coming with the names. You know, like Trump, he'll hit somebody with the name like Low Energy or Crooked. He's calling him Two-Faced Tyrone. That's going to stick. He said you can't trust anything he says. I'm more like Trump. I'm grabbing all these pussies and I'm putting them in their place. Oh shit, dude. He said how does Trump co-sign this? He said I'm like Trump. I'm grabbing pussies. And he just took a picture with his ass last week. That's crazy. How do you co-sign this? Like, it's not like Trump's still touting the fact, like, yeah, I grab pussies to this day. Like, I'm pussy grabbing, gun tote. Like, Trump's not talking about grabbing pussies anymore. So to be taking pictures, and this motherfucker's, I'm like Trump, I'm grabbing pussies and putting them in their place. Oh, what the fuck is going on, dude? Just get your popcorn, man. This fight, this is gonna be crazy. The fan reaction, the marks out there. There's some things, Covington said. I got some ace of spades in my back pocket. If that dude, if he slips up with anything, I got real dirt on him. I know some real shit, some real storylines that would ruin his career, ruin his life, really. But it's like, can you even believe Covington? Like, there's only a few things that have ruined somebody's life. If you come out and say, oh, he fucking cheated on his life, I don't know if that ruins his life. There's really only one big bomb. Hey, it is what it is. I think everybody knows what that could, like, what could that be? He cheated on his taxes. What would ruin Tyron Woodley's, like, dope ass, like, almost perfect image? And I don't want to say perfect image because he gets shit from the fans, but I'm talking about as a father, as a businessman, as somebody that, you know, promotes the sport. He's very professional, great in the commentary, does a lot of things, promotes himself. He does a lot of things right, man. It's kind of hard to knock Tyron Woodley unless you're talking about a performance that wasn't super exciting. There's not a lot to say. But With that being said, someone said the dirt is that Tyron Woodley stuck his BBC inside Covington's sister. You think that's it? I don't know. I don't know if that would ruin his life, ruin his career. I don't know. Maybe, but that could be something. Maybe that could be it. But he said that about Jon Jones in the past, right? He said Jon Jones fucking used to do all this shit. He cheat. I don't know. Who knows though? But yeah, man, it's interesting. Somebody said gay. I don't know that and see, even if Covington came out and said some shit like that, you couldn't really believe him, right? It's Covington's word versus Woodley's. But it is what it is, man. I think that, I will say this, I think something like that, like maybe if he had some proof or something, which I don't think he would, you know, we're not going to talk about this too much because it's just speculation, but that would be fucking crazy if he came out and said some shit like, I was fucking, one time I was American Top Team and fucking, I walked in the showers and there was fucking Woodley and fucking somebody, I don't know, man. Fucking wrestling coach. I don't know, man. I don't know. But either way, if Covington and Woodley are not going to be the, if Covington and Woodley are not going to be, and I'm not saying that, I just don't know what the fuck. This is not the first, all I'm saying is, this isn't the first time, like, he's been having this spade in his pocket for a long time now. He came out of fucking nowhere months ago. Like I said, before 80% of fans knew who the fuck Colby Covington was, he brought up this dirt. And now he's bringing it up again. What the fuck is it? What is it? I don't know, man. I don't know. But either way, like I'm just saying, it's just crazy he's bringing it up again. But Colby Covington, like I said, he said he doesn't think that they would be the main event of UFC 230. But if that's not the case, and he said because UFC hates Woodley, and we don't know if that's the case either, there's reasons to believe that might be the case. Maybe the UFC does hate Woodley, can't wait to get his ass out of there. Who knows? But if they're not going to be the main event of UFC 230, there's a speculation it could be a potential Jon Jones versus DC trilogy fight at heavyweight. There's been speculation. I mean, these guys have went at it on social media. I pointed out earlier in the show all the shit Jon Jones has done leading up to make us believe he could be coming back soon. And now he was recently at the UFC headquarters with his manager. And he just said, one mission, all business. So what's going on? UFC headquarters, Jon Jones, is he coming back? Make sure you tune in Thursday to watch the UFC 229 press conference, because I have a feeling there's going to be a huge announcement in Madison Square Garden about well, it's going to be in New York. I don't know if this press conference is at Madison Square Garden, but it's going to be in New York, and so why would they not announce the New York main event? And the biggest, they're going to announce it Thursday, guys. They're going to announce it Thursday. So yeah, man, let's move on. Anthony Rumble Johnson says never say never concerning an MMA return. Speaking with MMA On Point, says manager Ali Abdelaziz has thrown out some feelers to him, but no names potential opponents. He says he's not afraid to fight anybody and would jump out at the right opportunity on the Helwani show, actually. Okay, so with that being said, he's saying there's no names of potential opponents. How the fuck is that true? You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody has said Jon Jones to you at all? Nobody, a fan on social media? I mean, when you were facing off with them at GAT or wherever you guys just faced off, nobody's threw out the idea of Rumble versus Jones. That's kind of hard to believe. But either way, for Rumble Johnson, I don't think he'd be able to come back in time for UFC 230 because he retired. I think he's out of the USADA testing pool. He started bodybuilding and shit. So I think he would have to go through a 3 to 6 month testing period before he can fight again. So I don't think it'll be Rumble versus Jones that gets announced unless the UFC first announces, yeah, guys, we fucking fired USADA. They're all done. And then they're like, we're bringing Jones back. We're bringing Rumble back. Brock's coming back. Everybody's coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only way that happens is if fucking USADA is gone by Thursday. Like, Wednesday night, they just fucking cut ties. We're bringing Rumble back. He's fighting Jones at heavyweight, and the winner's fighting the winner of DC versus Lesnar. It's a heavyweight Grand Prix. Eh? Eh? But the only way that happens is if USADA gets fired. And if that doesn't happen, then I don't know what the fuck they're about to announce. But we got to move on. I don't got a lot of time at all, man. I'm not trying to be late for work again. Joanna Jedrzejczyk, this is actually our last topic before the Simp segment and our quick hits. So Joanna Jedrzejczyk says Shevchenko title fight could happen this year. Sends a message to jealous flyweights. And yeah, this fight's happening, man. I'm just a fucking random YouTuber. I'm just saying, from all the signs, the way shit's pointing, this is the biggest possible fight. Valentina Shevchenko's team seems open to this fight. They want to fight a professional, someone that's going to make weight. They're likely going to get pay-per-view points. It's going to be the biggest fight possible if you're worried about money. And it's not. I don't think Valentina's starving or just money hungry, but I do think she's been out for a long time waiting on Nico Montano, not getting paid to wait. She's been out waiting on Nico Montano's first injury, second injury, and then the missing weight. And so she hasn't been getting paid this whole time. So she might like a nice payday. Can't blame her. Who wouldn't? And so she might be fighting Joanna. And now there's a lot of flyweights like, what? This is our division. What? We fought like, chill, sweetie. I get it. You're in the weight division already, and Joanna wasn't technically. But Joanna Jedrzejczyk has fought at 125 in the pounds in the past. In Muay Thai, when she fought Valentina Shevchenko 3 separate times. Also, she had bad weight cuts to 115. She did a lot more for WMMA than arguably all of you chicks in the 125-pound division so far, aside from Valentina. So chill, sweetie. It's a vacant title. She ain't skipping none of y'all. It ain't like she's taking a #1. Who's the #1 contender? Who is the clear #1 contender? Exactly, there's not one. So that's why you put Joanna in there. Boom, big fight, and I tell you where you put him. Joanna versus Valentina, UFC 232, Cyborg versus Nunes, Joanna versus Valentina. That's the 4 fucking horsewomen of WMMA right now, the 4 fucking goats right now. I mean, yeah, Joanna, she got beat by Rose, but as far as her legacy, it's still over Rose's. So the 4 chicks with the best legacies in the UFC. You got the featherweight queen, Cyborg, fighting the bantamweight queen, Nunes. You got the flyweight queen, Shevchenko, fighting the former strawweight queen, Joanna, all on the same card. And oh, by the way, you want a motherfucking triple whammy? Gotcha. Namajunas versus Andrade on the same card. We got a WMMA triple headliner, and that motherfucker's still doing business, because who don't want to see all of those motherfucking fights? Your boy, full-time matchmaker. No, I'm just kidding, but that would be crazy. I don't know if the UFC would do that. I don't know if the UFC would do a WMMA triple header, but all of those fights could happen on that night. They're all about ready to fight. I mean, Rose, all we got to wait on is how's her injury doing. She's training and stuff, so now that there's a clear #1 contender, maybe she'll be ready to fight by the end of the year. And if she is, we can see that triple header. We can see that motherfucking WMMA, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, triple headliner with WMMA. So that would be dope. I would love to see that personally. I don't know if the UFC would do that. Came a long way from however long ago, and people always play it. Dana White's forever going to not live this moment down when he's like, we'll never have women in the UFC or something. Now we're talking about a potential big card. I think that fight could do business too. I think that fight could do some good business with the headlined by those ladies. And it wouldn't be all WMMA card. There's already talks of like Conor versus Chiesa on that card. There's some men's fight on the undercards, but those 3 title fights, I want to see them all. So we'll see if it can happen. But Joanna Jedrzejczyk, she had a message for the jealous flyweights. She says, "I'm sorry, don't be jealous. There are not so many dedicated fighters like me, and not that many with that big legacy. I'm always willing to fight, and the UFC knows this. I was supposed to take a long break, but I don't know if that will happen now. Like I said, I'm always open to move up and fight for the belt against Shevchenko." So she's open to it, telling the flyweights, don't be jealous, And really, a lot of the girls, I hope it's not the girls off of Tough Talking. I hope it's not those girls. Oh, and by the way, I think Megan Anderson said something about it. Like, it's not right that, Joanna, like, fucking chill. All of these chicks, like, you got no fucking legacy in this sport compared to this girl, and you're talking about her not deserving this fight. Like, show some respect. Because she lost to Joanna, what is she fucking, or because she lost to Rose, what does she not have her history? Like, did that erase her history as the strawweight queen where she was wiping out the division? She can beat everyone in the division not named Rose, and she was the champion for quite a while. So let's chill out. And like I said, there's no clear-cut #1 contender. There's a couple people. There's the girl that has the win over Valentina early in their career. I believe it's Liz Carmouche. It's either Liz Carmouche or Alexis Davis. I always get it mixed up. But either way, there's her that people would like to see that fight. Caitlin Chukagian, she's a girl that, you could put in the title fight. because she's like a top 3 contender. She had a good performance in her last fight. So but none of them are the clear-cut #1 contender. So business sense, and you know, not even just money, not even just business. Who would be the best legacy fight for Valentina? That's also Joanna. It's kind of like TJ Dillashaw, and who does he fight next to bantamweight? Yeah, you got Marlon Moraes. Yeah, you got Rafael Sunsao, and you got Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz is going to be the best legacy fight. It's the bigger name. They've got the biggest legacy, and also it's the biggest money fight. So it's just a win-win. So I'm pretty positive this fight happens. But yeah, so with that being said, you guys know what time it is. Before we get into our quick hits, it's the motherfucking Simp segment. We didn't do this on yesterday's show because I low-key forgot about it over the weekend. But we got Ashley Evans MMA posing with Felice Herrig and Carla Esparza down here, looking good somewhere at some event. Some, I don't know, maybe watching McGregor. I don't know, McGregor in the background. We got, look at Valentina Shevchenko, looking good on the beach. We got all the simps out there. By the way, this is not the time. Put your dicks in your pants. That's not what this is. This is just a nice break. You know what I'm saying? Like on a radio station, you play a song right here. This is just to give us a break from all the MMA talk and all the fucking dudes we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Respect to the WMMA. You know what I'm saying? And all the simps out there, because we know how much of you guys are out there. Or should I say us? Claudia Gadea, Felice Herrig, Antonina Shevchenko. She's going to be fighting, making her UFC debut. That, man, I really like Antonina Shevchenko in this division with Valentina. Not because I want to see him fight, because it makes for some really cool, I don't want to say stories, but really fun fights. Like, let's say, right, Joanna loses to Valentina. Well, what about, like, Joanna versus Antonina now? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fun. Another fun fight, even though she would get destroyed, Nico Montano versus Antonina. Yeah, she didn't want smoke with Big Sister, but her coaches and teams talking about, we'll beat up Little Sister first. So, I like that. Like, yeah, you guys ain't fucking with the Queen Valentina. Well, let's see what y'all got with Little Sister, with Antonina. I like that idea of this division, like with her in the same division as her sister. So yeah, man, I can't wait to see her MMA debut. I think she's gonna impress a lot of people. But yeah, man, we'll see how it goes. We got Stitch Albu working out, daily workout routine and shit. Cameraman knows what he's doing. All right, full-time family, that's enough. This is getting kind of creepy.
This is Sean O'Malley, you're watching full-time MMA.
That's the wrong thing.
This is Sean O'Malley,
that's getting kind of creepy. That Simp segment was a little too long. We're going to have to do something with that. God damn, I'm not trying to play the intro, god damn it. I'm trying to get back here. All right, yeah. All right, that Simp segment was a little too long. Not going to lie, that shit started getting creepy. I need like a 30-second timer on that thing. There's too many dudes in here like creeping on these Instagrams. Like, even though I know what you motherfuckers be doing. I know what y'all be doing, so ain't no shame. But no, with that being said, this is really funny. Got a little quick video. Just going to play a piece of it. Have you guys seen this yet? Fucking referee puts the fighter to sleep. We're going to play this before we get into our quick hits news topics.
Follows loosely some of my comments. Protect yourself all time.
Watch this shit, you guys.
Back to Conor. Yeah. And good. Get around. Первый раунд.
Ох, как обескураживающе начался бой для Рената Летифова и не менее обескураживающе закончился.
Look, the ref. Look at the fighter. He's trying to get the ref. Look, he jumped him out. He's asleep. Just quick submission. Let him out. Just walks off. And had to put him down easy. He shook his head like, had to put him down easy. You know what I'm saying? That was funny. That's the first time I ever saw a ref. Like, I've seen fighters confused, but he fucking had to fucking put him down easy, man. Like, chill. The fight's over. Fucking fights. All right, we're good. We good. That's pretty funny. Yeah, but he said let's check out the chat before we get into quick topics and get out of here. So I definitely got to be out of here in like the next 10-15 minutes. We need some cyborg pics, says Charismatic Lemon. Yeah, man. Hey, I followed like all the WMMA fighters on that Instagram, so it's just whoever's posted the most recently. We need Michelle Watterson. Yeah, I don't pick the pictures. You know, it's just whatever these ladies are posting. That's just, you know, it's not like I say like I creep through like, oh, you guys want to see the latest fucking hottest pictures. It could be a picture of a WMMA fighter and her kids on there, her boyfriend, whatever. But I'm just the girls that I followed. I just scrolled down the timeline. But I did make a separate Instagram for it. So, because on my Instagram I follow the UFC, a bunch of dude fighters, and that's not really what we're looking for in the Simp segment. So, someone says, thank God for WMMA. Damn, titas everywhere. Oh, you guys are big fans of the Simp segment. I thought that shit was starting to get a little long, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we need to extend it. Brendan Shaw Pink Boots says, big fan of the Simp segment. Hair-hatted Hooligan says, Valentine is hot as fuck. Hey, okay. Simp segment is a hit. Jimmy is a taco ducker, says Charismatic Lemon. So yeah, man, let's get into the quick hits portion of the show. And you guys watch, and if you're wondering where I got that term from, you know, the quick hits portion of the show, I watch a popular show. It's called Everyday Struggle. And after they talk about their topics, you know, they go into their quick hits. And so that's where I got the idea from, if you're wondering. So yeah, it's just going to be a segment where you just go through it kind of quick. You know, not the biggest news. Jimi Manuwa issued a statement on UFC Sao Paulo withdrawal. If you didn't know, he was supposed to be fighting Thiago Santos this weekend. Stepped out of the main event. He was injured. He's replaced now by Eric Anders, but he issued a statement. You can see that here. He says, I'm truly gutted. The day after I landed in Brazil, I went for my last hard training session. During that session of sprints, I tore my hamstring, and after getting it assessed in the hospital, doctors diagnosed it with a severe tear greater than 50%. They told me it will be a minimum of 6 weeks recovery time. I'll be working hard every day to get back so I can continue to put his great fights for everyone to watch. I was 100% ready and looking forward to putting on a great fight for the fans in Sao Paulo and around the world. I made a lot of sacrifices and even missed my daughter's 10th birthday. I'm sorry, Havana. I love you. Daddy's on his way home. I want to thank every one of you and the love and support you have sent my way. Without all of you, none of this is possible. I can't wait to come back and put on a show for all of you. Lions eat first. So Jimi Manuwa, one last training session, got injured. We'll move on from that topic. Like I said, this is the quick version. Brock Lesnar returns to WWE, but still eyes his UFC heavyweight title. After I saw this, I swear to God, I don't know if a lot of you are going to too. I was like, what? He's back in the WWE? This is fucking news. Really unexpected. Like, is he even coming back now? Like, because last we saw, his body was looking different. He was looking smaller. He wasn't with the WWE no more. He's coming back to fight Daniel Cormier. So this motherfucker pops up in, like, SummerSlam over the weekend, and you go, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's he doing over there? So I had to immediately go watch the footage. Like, Brock Lesnar, SummerSlam. Just like, is he back to fucking being super jacked? Or is he still kind of losing it a little bit? And it's kind of interesting because he's a lot smaller than he kind of used to be. But he still kind of seemed, I don't know, maybe like he put on just a little bit of weight. And I don't know. He didn't look like super jacked Brock. So I still believe he's coming back to the UFC. But also, the article said that not only did he return to the WWE last night, but he also, look, it says he's still planning to return to the UFC, but he appeared Sunday to set up another big pro wrestling match that would take place in an as of yet announced major show in Saudi Arabia on November 2nd. So now, not only did he show up in the WWE last night, which, by the way, you got to prepare for that shit, I'm sure. I know Brock Lesnar doesn't talk much. Usually it's his manager that does all the talking. But he still has to kind of focus on that job. You know, he's got to prepare for his performance in the WWE. And so he's I'm just wondering, if you're still doing all this WWE training, bro, Daniel Cormier's going to knock you the fuck out. And maybe he realizes he doesn't have a chance and he's just coming back for the payday. But Brock Lesnar's not broke. Why the fuck would he do that? Like, just to get his ass whooped one last time? Like, does this guy really need money like that? You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not focusing on coming back and fighting a heavyweight against Daniel Cormier, brother, good fucking luck. And maybe he's training both. You know, he doesn't have, like I said, he doesn't have to do a lot of WWE training. He doesn't really fucking talk. He walks down, stares at the fighters, kicks the fucking fence, and the segment's over. But, I mean, he appeared to set up also, you know, another November 2nd match. And so this is my question now. It's like, even though he's still planning on coming back to the UFC, like, I get it. One quick appearance last night, come in, you know, fuck shit up. All right, back to the UFC. But if he's going to be in the WWE again on November 2nd, 2 months from now, that's got to be goddamn in the middle of your training camp for Daniel Cormier. I mean, unless that fight, he's not technically cleared to come back by USADA until January. So with that being said, Daniel Cormier and Brock Lesnar probably don't fight until February if Brock Lesnar's doing this shit. So it's just interesting that he's still in the WWE doing performances and got another one coming up ahead of his UFC return. So that found that interesting. But yeah, if you didn't know, Brock Lesnar returned to the WWE last night. Moving on, though, former UFC champion Johny Hendricks is booked for a bare-knuckle battle with Bellator vet Brennan Ward. Brennan Ward actually just left Bellator not too long ago. Going to be scrapping with Johny Hendricks and bare knuckle. Another big signing from bare knuckle boxing. They've been signing UFC vets. Now they're getting Bellator vets. They've signed boxers. Yo, they're signing some fun fighters, man, that really make you want to fucking tune in. They really do. So I'm sure I'll be tuning into this one if I'm not at work or something. But yeah, Johny Hendricks versus Brennan Ward and bare knuckle. How the fuck do you miss that, honestly? Lyoto Machida fighting ex-champ Rafael Carvalho at UFC Hawaii in the perfect Bellator debut. Now, I think we already talked about this a little bit, but he's fighting Rafael Carvalho, who was the former Bellator middleweight champion. Recently lost his belt to Gegard Mousasi. Now he's taking on Lyoto Machida. And that's a rematch a lot of people want to see. Lyoto Machida versus Gegard Mousasi. Not going to lie, he has a win over Gegard, but first he's going to have to prove he can beat a top contender in Bellator and Rafael Carvalho. And Lyoto Machida did recently beat Eric Anders. A little bit of a controversial decision. I actually kind of agreed with the decision. I picked Lyoto Machida to win too, so I don't know if I was a little biased. But I do remember agreeing with the decision because Lyoto Machida outstruck him. Eric Anders was more kind of trying to hold him, you know what I'm saying? Hold him down and kind of control the fight. Lyoto Machida was doing what he needed to do against the fucking former Alabama-like defensive end. I don't know exactly what position Eric Anders played, but he won the national title with Alabama, you know, before transitioning into an MMA fighter. So, very athletic, explosive guy against the older veteran Lyoto Machida. He had to do what he had to do to keep his distance and win that fight, and he was able to do it at home. So, either way, now he's going to be taking on Rafael Carvalho. I'm definitely looking forward to that fight. It's going to be in Hawaii. I think it's going to be headlined by Lehman Lay McFarland and Valerie Leach-Ernow in the female flyweight title fight. Bellator going to Hawaii before the UFC. You know, making big moves out there, Bellator is. But speaking of Bellator, they have an event this Friday I didn't know about. So I'm going to have to, when I get off of work tonight, kind of like I made that song last night, the Sean O'Malley one. Whenever I get off of work tonight, I'm going to have to do my predictions for Bellator 205. I didn't even know this fight was coming up low-key. But it's headlined by McKee versus Teixeira. This is the full fight card. You got AJ McKee versus John Teixeira, Rafael Lovato Jr., John Salter, Patricky Freire versus Roger Huerta. This is a good card. I'll be watching this. Veda Arteaga versus Denise Kielholtz. Yeah, I'll definitely be watching that main card. 4-fight main. Oh, I'm going to be at fucking work. No, I won't. I would be watching the fights, but I'm going to be at work, so I won't be. Either way, it's going to be a good fight card. I mean, I'm interested in the results of those. If you don't know who the headliner is, AJ McKee, he says recently in a headline, here's a headline about the headliner. I'm better than everyone in this sport and everyone in this division. And he's talking about in the sport. He's not talking about Bellator. This motherfucker's talking, and I think he fights at featherweight. Pretty sure he fights at featherweight. Dog, I don't. You're not beating Max Holloway. I'm pretty sure he's a featherweight. If I'm not mistaken, let me look it up. Let me be sure, because there are some guys in Bellator that you think could give the UFC guys a run for their money. Of course, with Roy McDonald, I mean, he's got a win over the champ. Yeah, he fights at featherweight, so he says he's better than everyone in this division and sport. He's talking about guys like Max Holloway, Jose Aldo, Brian Ortega, Frankie Edgar, Jeremy Stevens. It's kind of hard to say that being 23 years old over there in Bellator. I mean, yeah, you just don't have the competition. You don't have the resume. You haven't put in the work to be able to say that yet. So he's clearly a little delusional. But you know what it does do? Makes you either want to tune in to check him out and see what he's talking about, or see him lose and kind of get humbled a little bit kind of like James Gallagher. I don't know why he didn't take a sign from that. Recently, another trash talking. Is he a featherweight too? I mean, he recently just got his shit shut down. But either way, maybe AJ Keebler sees. Yeah, even though he got knocked out and he was talking trash, he still got a lot of looks from that fight. His stock still rose. Even though James Gallagher got knocked out, there was a lot of people still talking about it, paying attention, and know who he is. I mean, the moment went viral. Now people know who he is. And for better or for worse, people are going to tune in because they know who he is. It's better at least somebody knows who you are for getting knocked out than not knowing you at all. Whenever you tell somebody that fucking Rob Gilmore is fighting David LeDuc this weekend, they're like, what the fuck? And you're right now, I guarantee you, none of you guys know who those fighters are. You know why? Because I just fucking made them up. So nobody cares about that fight. No one gives a fuck about that fight. But if somebody knew who fucking Gilmore was and they gave a shit about him, oh, that's the guy that was talking shit and got knocked out. Let's see if he gets knocked the fuck out again or if he can bounce back. But before, nobody gave a fuck because no one knew who you were. So talking yourself up, whether it's talking trash, making people know who you are is definitely good for your profile in this sport. You know, so it is what it is. That's a topic for another day. But with that being said, a little early for AJ McKee saying he can beat all the featherweights in the fucking world when you're talking about the UFC as well. Maybe in Bellator. But keep it for Bellator. We don't know about the sport quite yet, young man. So with that being said, man, it's the end of the show. I'm going to end the show, man. We're going to do, I think we had a good reaction. You guys want to end the show? We're going to end the show with a few songs today, man. I'm going to be off camera, so I'm just going to play the songs for you guys because I'm going to be getting ready for work. But we're going to end this show. Make sure you subscribe to UFC Yankovic if you haven't yet. We're at 812 subscribers. We really want to hit 1,000. That's going to be super dope. We're going to play a lot of UFC 229 songs. UFC 229 is the next pay-per-view. I mean, you can look at the countdown, 17 days away. The press conference is in a couple of days. So what we're going to do, we're going to end the show with a few UFC 229 parody songs. We got Tony Ferguson versus Anthony Pettis, Sean O'Malley, Jose Quinones, the Kill Shot remix we just made last night, not out yet. And then, of course, we also got McGregor versus Khabib. So thank you guys for tuning into the show. And if you want to stay for a little while and check out some fucking UFC Yankovic tunes, you can do that as well. Salute to Cam Murphy, Dennis Espinoza, Ivan Hernandez. What up, Dennis Espinoza? I don't got your theme music over here, unfortunately. But what's up, man? Thanks for coming through to the stream. Peace always says here, had it hooligan. Bob Cratchit in the building, Connor Lodge. Thank you, everybody in the full-time family, for coming through. I really appreciate it. About to be going to work, and we'll be going live again tomorrow around the same time. Every weekday we do a live show. So with that being said, thanks everybody for coming through. Wish we had more time to talk more, but we'll be back tomorrow. So that being said, it is time. We'll start off. We'll go from the main event. We'll go like the order of events, right? We'll start off with O'Malley versus Quinones, then we'll go to Tony time, and then we'll go to McGregor versus Khabib. So with that being said, let's pull this back up on the screen. Let me get on out of here. I'm still going to be checking out the chat, but like I said, I'm going to be getting ready for work. That's not what I meant to pull up. Right there. Bow. So, and then I'll play the song. It is right here. Sean O'Malley. All right. So, yeah, man. Just made this last night. Kill Shot remix. Eminem instrumental. This is the Sean O'Malley UFC 229 versus Jose Quinones version. I'm going to send this to him, man. See what he thinks about it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Prince the producer.
Dana just replied to my text. Last night I sent him one and I asked who's next. He told me Jose, so I told him no sweat. I'ma fold him like a taco, I'ma beat him half to death. It's Sean O'Malley, bitch. Don't let these looks fool you, I'm always down to kick ass. And no, I'm not a racist, but I'll pound a spick fast if he get up in my way on my route to the cash. I apologize, cause y'all sensitive as fuck, I know y'all gon' cry. But I'm a little drunk and I'm always high. I've been smoking on some skunk, sipping on some wine. Welcome to the Sugar Show, sweeter than a motherfucking Tootsie Roll. If you didn't know, then you wouldn't know it. UFC 229, I'm sending shots like a scared white man at a black with the hoodie on. And my bitch got a booty going, got my woody on. Made it hard to even make it through the song, but I had to cause I had to do you wrong. Had to let the world know I'm about to smoke you like I do a bong, motherfucker. Yeah, they wishing, they wishing, they wishing, they wishing, they wishing on me. It's Tony time, bitch, I don't care who's fucking with me. Staying away from tiramisu's a struggle for Khabib. You don't wanna fight, you wanna cuddle with me. My elbows are knives and I'ma cut you with these. I don't really give a fuck who's with me. If this fat fuck will make weights a big mystery. If you were smart then you would probably pick me to submit Khabib at UFC 223. To submit Pettis at UFC 229. Tony time. Tony time. I knock out, sometimes I choke. I might be the lightweight GOAT. If my leg didn't get broke, would've probably beat Khabib. Then moved up and fought Woodley. Either wait for GSP. You don't wanna mess with me. Tony time. Tony time. I knock out, sometimes I choke. I might be the lightweight GOAT. If my leg didn't get broke, would've probably beat Khabib at UFC 223. Then moved up and fought Woodley. Either wait for GSP.
Now.
They call me Conor McGregor, there's no one better. I'ma fuck Khabib up, then go rematch Floyd Money Mayweather. If this dog shit Dagestani thinks he can stand with me, I'll damage him and leave him panicking. Let Russia know I am the king. I don't like you, won't even pretend to try to. I've waited this long to fight you, you shouldn't have fucked with my crew. You ambushed Artem Lobov in the hotel lobby, so we went and called gang. Now I'm coked up off of Molly, now I'm coming to the stage. So I think that you should probably stay the fuck up out my way. Somebody get me a dolly. Yo, Conor McGregor, what the fuck is wrong with you? Come here, let me smash you like chicken, just let me humble you. You take all these drugs, but you won't take home a W. If we fight in UFC or if we fight with guns and crews. No, let me stop it, you don't want me to take it there. If you want, you can take a bear, send location.